This is Economy Watch, what you need to know about New Zealand's economic life today. Brought to you by interest.co.nz.
Kia ora, and welcome to Friday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect New Zealand. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news the world's dominant financial market is closed, so this will be a thin report. Wall Street will be back in a limited capacity tomorrow, their Friday. In the US, a record 80 million people are expected to travel at least 100 kilometres this holiday weekend. But the Canadians are not on their Thanksgiving holiday break. They have it on the second Monday in October, so it's already been for them. And new data shows on average Canadians work 33.5 hours per week. But payroll earnings are rising, up 5.2% in September from a year ago, and that is its fastest pace than recently. The growth in average weekly earnings can reflect a range of factors, including changes in wages, composition of employment, and hours worked. And the Bank of Korea cut its base rate by 25 basis points yesterday to 3% during its November meeting. It was a cut not expected, and was the second straight month of rate reductions, bringing borrowing costs to their lowest level since October 2022. In Hong Kong, prices for private residences stopped falling in October. The smallest units, that's 40 square metres or smaller, saw a 4.3% rise from September, ending a long decline that started in 2019. But those prices are still 7.8% lower than a year ago and down 27% since mid-2019. The broader market is down 9.9% in the year. The interruption of the decline was due to the cancellation of some stamp duties and the opening up of the market to mainland Chinese buyers. The EU sentiment surveys were broadly stable in November, and in Australia, private capital investment rose 1.1% in the third quarter of 2023, and that was despite a 1.9% drop in the mining sector. And you can see that in the distribution by state. New South Wales led the way with a 3.6% rise, followed by Victoria's 3.2% gain. The largest falls were in South Australia, down 11%, and the Northern Territory, down 17%. Western Australia was down too, but a lesser 1.3% drop. Large building projects involving large-scale upgrades to their manufacturing sector and large data centres were the drivers. Many companies in this survey say they plan an investment surge in 2025. Westpac described the trend as a, quote, once-in-a-generational structural change, unquote. As part of a last-minute set of deals to get most of its agenda passed in preparation for their 2025 federal election, the Australian government has accepted a Green Party-inspired compromise to split the Reserve Bank of Australia board into two, one for rate setting, the other for governance. The Greens' goal was to force the RBA to cut rates, killing the RBA's independence, but it is not clear this aspect was achieved. Container freight rates are down another 2% last week from the week before. Outbound China to the US West Coast saw the largest fall, down 5% in a week. Bulk cargo rates are down 7% in a week. That now puts them 34% lower than a year ago, but a year ago was when they suddenly spiked. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.24% and unchanged from this time yesterday. And the price of gold will start today at $2,642 an ounce and virtually unchanged as well, down just $1 from this time yesterday. And oil prices a little changed too, still just over $68.50 a barrel in the US, while international Brent price is still just on $72.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today at 58.9 US cents and down 20 basis points from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're down 30 basis points at 90.6 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're unchanged at 55.8 euro cents. And that all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 68.4 and down 20 basis points from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $95,260 and down 0.8% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been modest, at just on plus or minus 1.4%. You can find links to the articles mentioned today in our show notes, and you can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again on Monday.